Hi guys, welcome back. I am once again in the outskirts of Roma in Frascati, which is a little town again outside of Rome known for its wine. I'll show you real quick as I'm walking through the vineyards, the view. And it's been quite an adventure since we last spoke, so I'll fill you in. So after we last spoke, that was a pretty chill day. I did a bit of shopping. I noticed here, so similar to Spain and other places, but there's definitely a siesta, at least in the towns outside of the big city. So most things close between 1 and 4 o'clock about. So anyways, I did a little shopping, not much. Had my first gelato, which was pistachio and tiramisu. It was really good. I'm not big into pistachio flavor in general, although I love pistachios, but here I feel like everything pistachio is delicious. So that was the end of Thursday. Then Friday I headed into Rome, which was a bit of a lengthy trip. I took the bus and then took the metro to the hotel where I was staying over the weekend. I was actually able to work from the bus, so that was pretty cool. I was able to use my hotspot, connect to Wi-Fi, so got some work in there. And basically this weekend I was in Rome because for my freelance job, which is the whole reason why I'm out here. I got invited to come out on this trip and stay at a nice hotel, and that was a nice little escape for me. I'm not used to luxury stays. So anyways, that was Friday. We had a cocktail hour. I was meeting people in person for the first time. So that was nice, but it was more or less like a tiring day. I didn't get a lot of sleep the night before and was working all day. But Saturday was pretty cool. So Saturday we had a work event thing where basically they did a presentation and then they took us on a walking tour around Rome. So got to see a lot of the sites around Rome, which were familiar to me because I have been here once before. But anyways, got to walk around the city. Wasn't really sure what I was gonna do afterwards from that point, but it ended up being another crazy adventure. And the way things turn out here, it's just been so crazy. This is what I forgot happened on Friday, actually. So thank God for using social media sometimes and couch surfing. So thanks to posting stuff on Instagram, which I barely do anymore, I realized that someone I met traveling in 2018-19 in Colombia is from Rome. And anyways, so we're like, let's meet up and hang out. So we met up for lunch Friday. That was like the one thing I did earlier that day other than work, and went to this nice area which I realized I had been before last time I was here, and called Trastevere, which used to be a bad area, and then anyways now it's like a nice trendy hip area. We went there for lunch, had carbonara, which is the typical dish from Rome specifically. It's like pasta, but the sauce is made with egg, and it's similar to bacon basically. That was the best meal I'd had so far, actually. Food's been another story. It hasn't been like every dish or thing I've had here has been amazing, but anyways, that was good. And he picked me up on his scooter and we drove there. So again, getting like the typical experience around Italy or Rome. That was fun to drive around a bit. And you're just like squeezing between all the traffic, getting to bypass it. So anyways, that was fun. And I haven't seen him since 2019. So it's cool like catching up with people from your past. That was Friday. So then Saturday, after we did the tour, honestly I wasn't really sure what I was gonna do. Again, I didn't really know people. There was no set plan afterwards. It's kind of just winging it. I heard there was a rooftop bar at our hotel, which is a nice place, and I always love getting a nice view, so I decided to go up there, check it out. and grabbed some drinks at the bar. So I was hanging out there for a bit. Again, trying to figure out what I was going to do the rest of the night because I didn't want to stay there all night. But I decided to check on couch surfing because even if you're not staying with a host, basically you can meet up with people. So I was like, let me see what's going on or what people are up to. So I look on there and there's different people like in different chats and just trying to hang out, meet up. So I end up going to meet up with this Italian girl from Naples who's hanging out with another Italian girl from Rome. And, another guy kind of joins in the group in conversation. He's Colombian. So we ended up he came to my hotel. We went from there to meet up with them, took the metro. And in the midst of all this, trying to connect with people and what are you doing, this and that, craziest thing of all happened. So one of the girls that responded in one of the chats at some point was like, Gabby, and I was like, wait a minute, what? As in, lots of exclamations there as if she knew me, not someone that's just saying your name. So I look a little closer at the photo of the profile. Turns out I know her. So someone else I met when I was traveling around the world. So this was in 2019 as well. Met in Brazil. She's Peruvian, but yeah, met traveling in Brazil. She was living there at the time, is now again, but happened to be in Rome. Super coincidental, just shows how small of a world it is. It's crazy how this happens constantly though. So she ends up coming to meet up also. So I haven't seen her since then. We just hang out at a bar and grab some drinks and food. That was kind of a cool spot. It wasn't touristy at all. And they had this little menu where you could choose basically 5 appetizers or 10 and that sort of thing. So I got to try some different things, which I liked. That was pretty good. And then the girl from Naples who's living in Rome now invited us back to her place for some limoncello. So it was a great night. Again, super random. I couldn't believe someone I met years ago traveling just happens to be in Rome. That wasn't her plan. That kind of spurred out of nowhere. She was in Europe and France and found a cheap flight to Rome and just came here. And again, I wasn't planning to come here either. It all just happened, somehow lined up, but super awesome. Had a great time. And then that was pretty much the night there. And then today I'm back again in the outskirts of Rome in Frascati. So the couch surfer I hung out with when I was in Genzano di Roma, Pierre, he's from here and he had told me how his friend has these vineyards and they do this whole tour and they make a whole day of it basically. Anyways, he's like, you want to join? There's still space. So I was like, yeah, that sounds like, a great day. So came out here today. That of course was a bit of an adventure getting out here as usual. Planned to take the train. I must have just missed it, which of course easily could have been avoided, but I was taking the metro to get to the train and actually assumed I was walking the right direction to the metro. And then once I decided to check my phone, realized I wasn't. So that delayed the process a bit. And the train must have just left before I got there because I was there right on time and I didn't see it. Anyways, so then I was like, okay, now what? How do I get there? Can I still get there? What are the other options? And again, thank God, knowing someone local, I swear changes everything. Otherwise, I don't know what I would have done. So I was asking him and he told me, oh, there's this other train and that goes to here. But once you get there, you're going to have to get it to Frascati because I can't pick you up because I'm going to be with the group, this whole thing. But he was able to connect me with a driver who came into town to pick me up. So I ended up paying more just to have her pretty much do that extra trip for me. But I made it out here. So he took us around the town earlier in the day. It's a super cute town. Again, this is wine country outside of Rome. They're known for their specific wine they do here, which is also called Frascati, which is white wine. So primarily produce white wines here, although they do some red as well. But yeah, it's been an awesome day. So got to see a little bit of the city. We saw the oldest bakery, which there's this whole story behind it where there was this like beauty competition for Miss Frascati, and the bakery was making these gingerbread cookies like shaped like women, and the baker basically like accidentally dropped, like they were making it the shape of the woman, so it had boobs. She actually accidentally dropped like an extra piece of dough, which made it look like the gingerbread woman had 3 boobs. Decided to leave it, and she was like, oh, 2 for milk, 1 for wine. And now it's become the like logo of the town. So they still sell these gingerbread cookies with shaped like women with 3 boobs. And then there's a brewery that's their logo. So it's this whole thing now. And there used to be all these wine taverns here, like hundreds of them, over 100. But eventually, like, it's kind of died out over time, and people weren't surviving unless they were also serving food. So a lot of them turned into restaurants, but there are still some 4. So we went to one earlier, had some wine and little snacks. I love how they always give you little snacks here. That's awesome. You gotta have food with your alcohol. And again, like, showed us around the town a little bit. Some churches, obviously I missed part of that because I got there late, but still made it. And then we came out to his friend's vineyard, so it's like 9 generations of families have been running this vineyard. We walked around, as you can see, like all the grapes and harvesting and stuff here. View behind me. Yeah, Rome's back there somewhere. And just had a nice local experience, did more wine tasting. We, got to, again, it's almost like a little museum inside. But super cute. Got to check out the inside. He's kind of been going over the history of just wine in Italy, in this region, and there's a lot of minerals here. The lakes that I had been visiting earlier in the week, they used to be volcanoes or volcanic lakes, and all these minerals from the volcanoes, so that affects like the type of wine. And anyways, got to try lots of different wines. We had lunch, more pasta, again, all the little snacks that go with the wine, bread and olive oil. They also produce olive oil. He was telling us about the whole process, what that involves, which is super like laborious process, more or less. But yeah, it's been an awesome adventure and just crazy meeting up with people like that I've crossed paths with years ago, and coincidentally, again, like not planned at all, have now run into them in Rome years later. So it's been an awesome weekend, most of it unplanned, I guess. And I'll probably mostly leave you guys off with that because I know it's been a while already. Tonight I just have a work dinner, more or less. That's like the only thing kind of left for the day. And tomorrow morning, very early unfortunately, but the good thing is I'm heading to Sardinia. So yeah, that's the plan for now. From there, I will catch you guys up on how that's going. It'll be back to work, but of course we'll enjoy it as much as I can during the day. And we'll take it from there. There's lots of little like anecdotes and things I've learned and all that, but I don't want to hold you guys up too long. So, all right, I'll catch up with you next time. Bye.